Here's Flanders' Friend, Chapter 41, entitled Popcorn. Then something fell into Emma's hair and then onto the floor. It was popcorn. Tim looked up at the ceiling and then he too was hit on the back of the head by something. Ouch, he said, and he turned around angrily. Someone's throwing things, said Emma. She was annoyed and rightly so. Mob cop popcorn rained down on Tim and he couldn't stand it any longer and he turned around to give the culprits a piece of his mind. Just when he did so, a familiar figure was smiling at him from above in the stalls. Oh no, not Smigger of all people, thought Tim, exasperated. It's Smigger, he whispered to Emma, and she rolled her eyes. What can we do, said Tim, as another sweet clattered against his head. I'll think of something, said Emma, and she stuffed her hand in his bag of popcorn determinedly. She was still engrossed in the film and she wasn't keen on allowing other people to spoil it, but her patience was wearing thin. The final straw came when a boiled sweet hit her on the back of the head. That's it, she said. I'm going to speak to him. Tim had never seen her so mad, and she stormed up the stairs to confront him. Tim concentrated on the film. He just hoped that there wouldn't be a fight, and the last thing he wanted was to be banned from the cinema. He heard the sounds of a few raised voices above the dialogue of the film, and he turned round to see Emma walking back down the stairs. At least she is smiling, he thought. That's sorted, she said, as she popped another piece of popcorn into her mouth. What happened? Whispered Tim, being careful not to disturb the other cinema goers. Luckily, I didn't have to use my karate, she said with a wink. I just used a few special chosen words. Where did he go? Said Tim, impressed. Oh, he just sauntered off with his cronies, she said, but not before using threats. She said, rolling her big blue eyes. What kind of threats? Said Tim, feeling worried. Oh, don't worry, she said. He's just bluster. He's just showing off to his friends. And with that comment, she put her arm round Tim protectively, and they settled down to watch the rest of the film. Tim relaxed and he settled back into the film. It felt lovely having Emma's arm around him and feeling so close. A beautiful warmth spread through him. Tim felt an urge to hold her hand, and he trailed his hand over her shoulder. And she turned to him and she gave him an encouraging smile. Her hand fell down into his, and he felt the lovely softness of her skin. It was a wonderful feeling, and then their fingers curled around each other's. Tim had never felt so happy.